but I have found all these lessons are like dreams in a way. You can have a big revelation with somebody. You could be talking to someone and they say something that's just mind-blowing to you, that really you think, oh man, this is going to change the way I think. But if you don't return to it, it will just fade into the past like a dream. And I feel like that is where, especially for people who come to religion as adults, they didn't have it during their development. Religious practice becomes a huge thing. And people develop their own religious practices, whatever it is. For some people it's like there's like the wellness strategy or whatever. There's like all these different strategies people try to self-affirmations. I'm not a big fan of that kind of thing, but people try all sorts of ways to, throughout the day, take a minute to practice some type of centering activity. Or for a lot of Christians, it's like, yeah, they might bust open their Bible and spend 5 minutes a few times a day. In Islam, 5 times a day. You got a whole ritual 5 times a day. Get out this little rug, face Mecca, say this prayer, repeat this sort of mantra in your head. And it's not something you just do in 2 minutes. It's like you have to take the time. You have to take a deep breath. You have to walk away from what you're doing 5 times a day. And I think part of this is because Islam is a pretty, if you're a fundamentalist, you better be doing that. Because that's how hard it is. You don't want to have sinful thoughts. Well, you better be doing something 5 times a day. And I found that, for me, I need to do those things 5 times a day, or yes, I crack. I need a religious practice in my life. I can't just blow it off. The only way I can stay away from that, falling back into those patterns, is through some type of religious practice, and for me, it might just be a silent sort of mantra that I have to go through in my head. It's not unlike the Islamic ritual of, facing Mecca, saying this prayer. Have these periods through the day where if you do have old patterns that you're trying to shake, sometimes it might be like every couple hours you might need to do something to shake yourself out of those patterns, And I think for people who are really suffering, like, you've got to break up your routine. You need some type of ritualized behavior to sort of help discipline you into breaking this pattern, this looping pattern of mental merry-go-rounds.